2 seconds to go. Puts it up and scores at the buzzer. All the band is out on the field. That's another knockdown. You know, Jim. You believe in miracles? Yes.
The All Things Sport Podcast with your hosts, Damian Banks and Pierre Banks on Spreaker Radio.
What's happening? What's up? What's going on? It's the All Things Sport Podcast, and I am your host, Damian Banks, broadcasting to you from beautiful Banks Boys Studios right here in Durham, North Carolina. It's the ATS Podcast, as I affectionately call it, where I give you, the listener, all things sport. Before we get started, do your boy a favor. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Sports by Damian. That's SportsBydamion. You can also go to the website, banksboy.com, download this podcast, download all the other older podcasts, download the YouTube channels. We also have a blog on there. Pierre and I, which is my partner, you can also follow him on Instagram and Twitter, N_my_humble. Download everything on banksboy.com. It's free. It's for the low. $0. You don't have to pay anything for all this sports media greatness. Do it. Like Arnold said, do it now. Get to the chopper. But I digress. It's the All Things Sport Podcast. I'm back. I'm back in the building. Another episode, another week. I hope everyone had a great week. The week seemed to fly by. Sports makes everything better, but the week seemed to fly by. It's not enough time, man. Not enough time at all. This show is jam-packed. We got hot topics. We got NCAA March Madness news. And I'm going to give you a top 5 list at the end of this episode. So without further ado, let me take a swig of this Harris Teeter natural spring water. It's bottled from a protected spring in Roaring Gap, North Carolina. So let me go ahead and take a swig of my water. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that hit the spot. Let's do it. All right, man. Hot topics. It's hot. It's scorching. Hot topics, man. What do I got so far? I got some NFL news for you guys, man. I know it's not the season of the NFL. NFL is year-round, but I know it's not currently going on in the season. But we do have some NFL news. You got a lot of free agency news going on. But Roger Goodell, the NFL commissioner, and the other owners in the NFL, they have approved the move of the Oakland Raiders to Las Vegas. So the city of Oakland, you're losing your team. I know it hurts, man. It sucks. But they're moving to Las Vegas. But it's kind of perplexing that there is no gambling in the NFL, but the NFL is moving a team to the gambling capital of the universe. Yes, it's a head scratcher. Makes no sense to me, but the Oakland Raiders are going to be no more. It's going to be the Las Vegas Raiders. I don't know what to tell you, Oakland Raiders fans, man. The Oakland Raiders fan base is so rabid and so loyal. I don't know if they're going to follow them to Las Vegas. I mean, I'm not a Raiders fan. I'm a San Francisco 49ers fan. But I feel for the Raiders fans. It's going to be interesting to see how that fan base translates from Oakland to Las Vegas. But Vegas, you got yourselves an NFL franchise now, so good luck with that, man. More hot topics in the world of sports. You know it's March Madness. We know it's March Madness. The UCLA Bruins all-star, all-American point guard Lonzo Ball. You probably know his father more than you know him, LeVar Ball. But Lonzo Ball, the UCLA Bruins, they were knocked off in the Sweet 16 by the Kentucky Wildcats. And in the locker room after the game, they were getting interviewed. And Lonzo Ball went ahead and declared for the NBA draft like 30 minutes after the game. So that goes to show you, man, that young man, he's ready to start getting paid. He's not playing for free anymore. Lonzo Ball projected to be a top 2 pick. Right now it's either Markelle Fultz, the freshman out of Washington, or it's going to be Lonzo Ball. Now, me personally, I like Dennis Smith Jr. better than both of those players. Dennis Smith Jr. also declared this week for the NBA draft. Dennis Smith Jr., freshman from Fayetteville, North Carolina, out of North Carolina State University. Got a lot of freshmen declaring this week for the draft. Harry Giles, Jason Tatum out of Duke University, they declared for the draft. So got a lot of NCAA freshmen declaring for the NBA draft coming up in a couple months' time. So good luck to those young men. They're trying to get that money. And I don't blame them, man, because money isn't everything, but it damn sure helps. And if you're ready to start getting paid, then by all means, get paid. They tell you to go to college to prepare yourself for adulthood, to prepare yourself to get a good job. And if you already know what you want to be, and in Lonzo Ball's case is a basketball player, and you have the opportunity to go, then go. I'm going to, 2 words, he gone. So Lonzo Ball is going pro. Again, Dennis Smith Jr. is going pro. Jason Tatum, Harry Giles. They won't be the last of the freshmen to declare. I think you pretty much can see that Kentucky's freshman, De'Aaron Fox, is probably going to go pro. Bam Adebayo, he's probably going to go pro. It's going to be a lot of freshmen declaring for the NBA draft in these upcoming couple weeks, man. So good luck to all those guys as they take the next steps in their careers. What else we got going in the hot topic world? NBA action. Yeah, man. About 10 games left in the NBA regular season. Western Conference is coming down to the wire. Golden State Warriors and San Antonio Spurs are duking it out for that top seed. You got the Houston Rockets at the number 3 spot in the West. James Harden, MVP candidate. He's playing outstanding. For the Spurs, you got Kawhi Leonard and Greg Popovich, his squad. They're playing great. Only 2 games behind the Golden State Warriors right now. Steph and company, they're holding ground. They're trying to hold it down without Kevin Durant. KD is still out with that knee injury. Expect to have him back once the playoffs start. So the Western Conference is getting down to the nitty gritty. And in the Eastern Conference, man, what is going on with the Cleveland Cavaliers and LeBron James? I don't know what the world is going on with the Cavaliers, man. They are struggling right now. Now, I have the utmost confidence in LeBron and the Cavs that they're going to represent the Eastern Conference in the NBA Finals. But as of right now, as of this recording, they have fallen from the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. They are a half game behind the Boston Celtics. And the Cavs played the Spurs the other night, and they got lambasted. They got the brakes beat off of them, man. They lost by 29 points to the Spurs. I don't know what the world is going on with the Cavs, but again, it's the regular season. The season doesn't begin in the NBA until the playoffs. The playoffs are a different beast altogether, and I think that the Cavaliers are going to get their act together, and they're going to go on that run and represent the Eastern Conference in the NBA Finals. I truly believe this, man, because I have so much adulation. That's a big word. Look it up. So much adulation for LeBron James that he's going to get it done. His legacy is at stake. Now, he has won that NBA championship in Cleveland after winning 2 in Miami. So his legacy is kind of solidified. But if he can get a back-to-back championship in Cleveland, you're talking about rarefied air for King James. You're talking about best player all time. Now, I know Michael Jordan is the GOAT. MJ, he's the GOAT. But if LeBron keeps winning championships, you got to put him in that conversation. No? Yes? I think so. It's a lot of LeBron haters out there that want to see him fail. Like that Biggie song said, pray and pray for his downfall. But Bron, I got confidence in you, bruh. I think you can do it, man. So Cleveland, get your act together. Get everybody healthy. Get your team playing good. Cleveland, you need to start playing defense. That's your main problem. Has the worst defense in the National Basketball Association since the All-Star break. I don't know what's going on in Cleveland, but head coach Tyronn Lue, you need to sit down and talk to you guys, man. Let them know it's crunch time. It's time to get it together. It's time to get this thing rolling because we know that legacies are made in postseason in the NBA. All right, more hot topics. What do I got? I told you it was NCAA March Madness. I don't just show love to the men. Gotta show love to the ladies, man. The Final Four is set in the women's bracket, man. You got number 2 seed Stanford taking on number 1 seed South Carolina. Stanford is 32-5. South Carolina is 31-4. Dawn Staley has those Gamecock ladies playing outstanding basketball as usual. And on the other side, you got Mississippi State at 33-4. Number 2 seed taking on the number 1 seed UConn. Gino Auriemma, they just don't lose. They hadn't lost since. I didn't have dreadlocks the last time that UConn lost. So UConn, it's their 10th straight appearance in the Final Four. Yeah, 10th straight appearance. That's domination, man. That's more domination than Jake the Snake Roberts had over ravishing Rick Rude for all my wrestling fans. 10 straight appearances in the Final Four. Hats off, salute, kudos to the UConn Lady Huskies, man. They dominate year in, year out. Another undefeated season. But I'm looking for South Carolina and UConn to play in that national championship game. And I'm not going to lie to you, man. I want South Carolina to win. I'm tired of UConn winning. Now, no disrespect to you ladies. I know that every year is different, but you can't win every year, man. I mean, you gotta lose sometime, right? Am I right or am I wrong? Because UConn, they never lose, man. They may lose one game or two games every year. This year they hadn't lost at all, man. It's total domination by those ladies, man. So congratulations to those 4 programs: Stanford, South Carolina, Mississippi State, and UConn. They're all in the Final Four. Salute and kudos to the ladies, man. It's March Madness. I told you that the show was jam-packed. Got March Madness action. The Final Four is also set in the men's side of the bracket. But I'm going to take this commercial break before I talk about that, man. We are rocking. We are rolling. Everything's a go. Everything's a go. Let me take this commercial break. You're listening to the All Things Sport podcast. We'll be right back after this commercial break on Spreaker Radio.
What up, this is Pierre Banks, and when I'm back in Boone watching the Mountaineers, my first stop is always Mountaineer Mania. The good folks at Mountaineer Mania have the widest selection of app gear, so you can cheer on the Mountaineers in style. T-shirts, hats, hoodies, sweatshirts, decals, cornhole sets. I mean, if you need it, they've got it. So head on down to Mountaineer Mania at 497 West King Street in Boone, and tell them I sent you.
The All Things Sport Podcast
We go back like spinal cords and car seats.
with Damian Banks and Pierre Banks on Spreaker Radio.
What's happening? Welcome back to the All Things Sport podcast. I am your host, Damian Banks. To all my old listeners, thank you for the support. To my new listeners, come on in. The door is wide open. You'll love it on the inside. Again, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Sports by Damian. Go to the website banksboy.com. Download everything that you need sports media wise. We got it all. YouTube channels, blogs, podcasts. We cover everything in the world of sport. Do it for me, man. Do it for the kids. Do it for the children. Don't you believe the children are our future? Teach them well and let them lead the way. Yeah, you believe that, right? So go ahead and support your boy, man. I implore you. That's another big word. I implore you to go to banksboy.com. But I digress. Now, this portion of the All Things Sport podcast is brought to you by the RDU High School All-Star Game. Now, this is the 3rd annual RDU High School All-Star Game. It's going to be held at Durham Academy inside Kirby Gymnasium, April the 8th, 2017. Girls game start at 2, boys game start at 3. This All-Star Game features high school players from the Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill, Holly Springs, Fuquay-Varina, those surrounding areas, man. 3rd annual game put on by Eric Gaskins and Jason Williams, 2 really good guys, 2 really good brothers, man. Graduates of my high school, Southern Durham High School. Go Spartans. These guys, they had a vision, and they put their vision on paper and put that vision from paper. They brought it to reality, man. 3rd annual game. I'm going to be blessed to be a interviewer, a sideline reporter at this year's game. So we look to see you guys there again. If you want to go to the game, follow those guys on Instagram, RDU All-Star Game, or you can contact them via RDUAllStarGame@gmail.com. Again, the RDU All-Star Game, April 8th, 2017, Durham Academy, Kirby Gymnasium. Girls game start at 2, boys game start at 3. Go to the Instagram page. You'll find more information. RDU All-Star Game on Instagram. Okay, now let's get this thing back popping 10. I told you before the break, we're talking about everything in the world of sport, but it's March. You know what time it is. It's March Madness. Shout out the ladies who made the Final Four. Stanford, South Carolina, Mississippi State, UConn. Now it's time for the boys action, man. The Final Four is set for the men. And if you had these 4 in the Final Four, then please, I need the pick 3 numbers. I need the pick 4 numbers. I need the Powerball. I need the Mega Millions. I need the Cash 5 because nobody in America, I'm not going to say nobody because somebody probably did have this Final Four